Welcome to Lesson 5, using a variable to write an equation. Let's begin first by clarifying a few things. A variable is simply a letter that takes the place of a number that can change. And it could be any letter of the alphabet, and these numbers are usually written in lowercase. An expression is a simple number sentence with an operation. Remember, operations are addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. So an example is n plus 5. Simple number sentence with an operation in it. And finally, an equation, and this is sometimes equations and expressions are confused, is a number sentence with an equal sign in it, such as n plus 5 equals 12. Notice how the expression has no equal sign, but the equation does have an equal sign. So equations you can solve. In this equation, you would know that 7 plus 5 is equal to 12, so n is equal to 7. So these are some important terms that you should know. Now let's begin with an example. Mr. W had 25 chocolate bars to give away. He gave out some and still had 8 chocolate bars left over. How many chocolate bars did he give out? So to solve this problem, we can write an equation. For example, you could say that the total number of chocolate bars is equal to the number that he gave out plus the number that he had left. And if we were to actually write that as an equation with numbers in it, it would look like this. 25 equals c plus 8. In this example, we're using the letter C as a variable. But remember, you can use any letter. C just makes sense because chocolate begins with C. So that's one equation that you can write for this problem. But you can write some other ones. Let's look at this one. Is it true that the total number of bars minus the number he had left is equal to the number given? Yes, it is. And it would look something like this. 25 minus 8 is equal to C. And finally, you could also word it this way. You could say that the total bars minus the number given is equal to the number left. And that would look like this. 25 minus C is equal to 8. All of these equations are true and they all fit with this word problem. And they will all give you the exact same answer. So pause the video and see if you can solve the problem. What does C equal? How many chocolate bars did Mr. W have, or did he give out? So if we use the first equation, you could say something plus 8 is equal to 25. Well, if we do the math, we can figure out that 17 plus 8 is equal to 25. And the second equation, it's 25 minus 8 is equal to C. Well, 25 minus 8, you know, is 17. And finally, if you use this equation, you would say 25 minus something is equal to 8. Well, 25 minus 17 is equal to 8. So as you can see, it doesn't matter which equation you use, and you don't have to use all three. You could just pick the one that works for you. But all of these equations work and give you the correct answer, 17. So to answer the question, how many chocolate bars did Mr. W give out? The answer is Mr. W gave out 17 chocolate bars. So in this lesson, we learned how to use a variable to write an equation. In our problem, Mr. W had 25 chocolate bars. After giving some of them out, he had 8 left. So this was one of the equations that we wrote. We wrote that 25 minus 8 is equal to C, and C was the number of chocolate bars that he had given out. So if Mr. W had 8 left over, we see that there were 17 chocolate bars that were given out. So this is how we use variables and equations together to solve problems. Please review the video again if you need to and ask your teacher for help, and have fun using variables to write your own equations.